There is someone who loves you more deeply than they have ever admitted, and the strange part is this: the more they feel, the more they hide. Let that sink in. Because if you have been confused by silence, mixed signals, distance, or a cold mask that does not match what your heart feels, this message may explain more than you expected. Do not rush past this. Stay with me, because what looks like indifference is not always a lack of love. Sometimes it is love in its most frightened form. Sometimes the person who feels the most is the one who pulls away first. They step back. They go quiet. They act like nothing happened. But inside, they are carrying something heavy, something real, something they do not know how to control. And if this has been on your heart lately, if one person keeps returning to your mind no matter how much time passes, then listen carefully, because this is not just about someone missing you. This is about someone whose whole inner world changed because of you, and now they are struggling to figure out what to do with feelings that have become too powerful to ignore and too deep to explain. There is a person connected to your story, maybe someone close now, maybe someone who drifted away, maybe someone who vanished just when things started to feel real, and this person holds a love for you that runs much deeper than their actions show. Their silence is not empty, it is full of emotion, full of memory, full of words they almost said and moments they replay in private. Before your mind starts trying to solve every detail, breathe for a second and slow down. Not everything important can be explained by surface behavior. Some truths live underneath the visible. Some things can only be felt when the noise settles. Deep inside, you already know this bond was not random. You already know something meaningful happened here. This person felt seen by you in a way that reached beyond the usual. You touched a place inside them that had been asleep for years. A place they kept hidden under old pain, emotional caution, and habits built for survival. That is why their distance feels so confusing. If they felt nothing, it would have been simple, but it was never simple. The truth is, caring for you became both beautiful and terrifying for them. The closer they felt to you in their heart, the more their fear rose up to meet it. And that fear did not erase their love, it only changed how they carried it. You were not just another passing person in their life. You became a mirror. Not the kind that only reflects beauty, but the kind that shows a person what they deeply want and what they are terrified to lose. When they were with you, something opened. They felt lighter and more exposed at the same time. They felt calm, then shaken, safe, then overwhelmed. That mix is rare. And when someone has spent years protecting themselves, even a healthy connection can feel dangerous. You changed them without trying. You showed them parts of themselves they had never brought into the light. You softened walls they thought would never come down. You reached behind the version of them they show to the world and touched the real one underneath. That is why they could not stay the same after you. Even if they tried to act normal, even if they tried to move on, even if they tried to tell themselves it was not that serious, something inside them knew better. Their heart recognized the depth before their mind could create a defense. And once that happened, they had a choice: face the truth or run from it. For a while they chose distance, not because you meant little, but because you meant too much. Stay with this, because that single truth explains more than most people ever realize. For them, loving you feels like standing at the edge of something real with no guarantee of safety. It feels like stepping into emotional honesty without the old armor that once kept them in control. That kind of vulnerability is not easy for someone who learned early that feelings can be used against them, that closeness can turn into pain, and that trusting the wrong person can leave lasting scars. So when you came into their life and their heart opened faster than expected, they did not only feel love, they felt risk. They felt the possibility of being seen too clearly. They felt the danger of needing someone. They felt the fear of losing what had become precious before they even had time to understand it. So instead of moving closer, they froze. They pulled back. They tried to regain control by creating space. On the outside, it looked like distance. Inside it was panic mixed with longing. It was confusion mixed with devotion. It was a quiet storm. And here is the part most people miss. Their silence is not proof that you imagined everything. Their silence may be the strongest proof that what they felt was big enough to shake them. People do not retreat from what means nothing. They retreat from what reaches too deep, what opens buried wounds, what asks for change before they feel ready to give it. Part of their distance comes from something even more painful. They do not fully believe they are ready for you. Deep down, they think you deserve a more healed version of them, a stronger version, a steadier version, a version that does not carry so much unfinished pain. They replay old mistakes in their mind. They think about things they should have said, moments they mishandled, times fear made them act colder than they truly felt. They worry that if they come close before fixing themselves, they will ruin something pure. They tell themselves they need more time, more healing, more inner strength. But while they wait, the connection does not weaken. It grows. And that makes everything harder. Because now they are trapped between two heavy truths. One truth says, I am not ready. The other says, I cannot let this go. That is why their inner world feels split. They are not simply avoiding you. They are wrestling with themselves. They are trying to become someone who can hold the weight of what they feel. And every day they stay silent, the pressure builds. Every day they pretend it does not matter. The truth pushes harder beneath the surface. If you have ever felt like their absence carries emotion instead of emptiness, that feeling may be more accurate than you know. Sometimes what is not said is louder than words. No matter how far they go, no matter how busy they try to stay, no matter how strongly they try to act unaffected, you remain inside their inner landscape. You are there in the late hours when distractions fade. You are there in the quiet moments between conversations. You are there when a song hits a little too close, when a memory comes back without warning, when they compare ordinary attention to what they felt with you and realize nothing else carries the same depth. They may try to replace the feeling with routine, with work, with distance, with other people, with logic, but empty things stay empty. Temporary things do not satisfy a bond that touched the soul. That is why their mind may fight while their heart stays loyal to what was real. Their attempt to push this away has not erased it, it has only driven it deeper. It lives now in the places they cannot fully control, in dreams, in sudden emotion, in the ache they feel when they imagine you no longer waiting, in the sharp thought that one day you may truly move on. That thought frightens them more than they let anyone see, because for all their silence, part of them still hopes your heart remembers. Part of them still wonders if there is a space in you that has not fully closed, and that wonder keeps them awake more often than they admit. At night, when they cannot sleep easily, they think about the things they never said. They imagine what it would be like to reach out. They rehearse messages in their mind. They type words and erase them. They look at your name and feel a wave of hesitation. They tell themselves they will do it later, when the timing is better, when they are clearer, when life is less messy, when they feel more certain. But the perfect moment keeps moving, and the waiting becomes its own prison. Listen carefully here, because this is where many stories get stuck. They believe they must return stronger, calmer, more complete, as if real connection only deserves a polished version of the truth. But life does not wait for perfect courage. Love does not wait for flawless timing. Real feelings ask for honesty before they ask for certainty. And slowly they are starting to understand that. They are beginning to see that distance is not protecting love. It is wearing them down. Silence is not bringing peace. It is making the truth heavier. Pretending is not helping them forget. It is only making your absence more painful and more clear. They are starting to realize something important. The pain of staying away is becoming greater than the fear of coming closer. And when that shift happens inside a person, everything begins to change. Even if nothing seems to be happening on the outside, a lot is moving within them. Distance has forced them into self-confrontation. It has made them sit with what they used to avoid. It has shown them how much of their so-called strength was actually emotional numbness. It has exposed how often they confuse self-protection with self-control. Being apart from you has become a mirror, not a gentle one, a hard one. It reflects the pain they carry, the habits they built, the ways they hide when things become real, the fear that tells them love must always come with chaos or loss. But now those old patterns are starting to look smaller, less wise, less powerful. They are beginning to understand that shutting down may help a person survive, but it does not help them truly live. They are learning that silence is not maturity when it is driven by fear. Distance is not wisdom when it is used to avoid the heart. The truth is, you made them feel safe enough to hope again, and that scared them because hope creates vulnerability. It creates the possibility of disappointment. It creates the possibility of deep joy too, but wounded people often fear joy almost as much as pain. Still, growth is happening, slowly, quietly, but unmistakably. And this next part matters because when a person starts facing themselves honestly, their whole direction in life can begin to change. They are looking back now with different eyes. They remember your tone, your patience, your presence, the calm they felt near you, the way you seemed to understand what they did not know how to explain. They realize you were never asking them to be perfect. You were asking for truth. That is a hard thing for a frightened heart to accept because they were prepared for criticism, rejection, conditions, and performance. They knew how to defend against pain. They did not know how to relax into something genuine. With you, love did not feel like a game, and that made it harder to dismiss. You were not mainly dangerous because you might leave. You were dangerous because you made them want to stay open. You made them want to be honest. You made them imagine a life they were not sure they deserved. That is the real reason they stepped back. Not because you were too much, but because what they felt with you was too real to hide behind their usual habits. They feared disappointing you. They feared being fully known and still having to face themselves. They feared that if they let you see everything, you would notice the parts of them they were ashamed of. But more and more, they are realizing that the greater risk was never being seen. The greater risk was losing something rare because fear kept them half alive. Every day of silence has taught them something they did not want to learn. It has taught them that feelings this deep do not disappear just because they are not spoken. It has taught them that space does not always bring freedom. Sometimes it brings clarity, and clarity can hurt before it heals. The more they tried to calm their heart by staying away, the more they felt how much your presence mattered. The more they tried to act fine, the heavier the act became. There is a turning point in every inner battle where staying the same begins to hurt more than changing. They are nearing that point now, maybe closer than you think. Their mind is tired of fighting what their heart keeps proving. They are tired of carrying all the unsent apologies, the unfinished conversations, the what-ifs that do not let them rest. They are tired of pretending they do not care. They are tired of living only halfway. If they have watched you from a distance, if they have searched for signs, if they have quietly wondered whether you still think of them, it is because the bond never really released them. They may have hidden it well, but hidden is not gone. Hidden only means private. Hidden only means they are still learning how to hold it. And the more honest they become with themselves, the more impossible it becomes to keep calling this nothing. You cannot replace a connection that reached the deepest part of you. You can distract yourself. You can delay. You can deny. But you cannot truly replace it. They are beginning to understand that now. They have lived enough empty days to see the difference between surface comfort and real meaning. They know the safety they chose was not truly safe. It was only less immediate, less exposed, less alive. They are waking up to the fact that distance has cost them more than closeness ever could. It has drained their joy. It has made memory stronger. It has turned your absence into a constant ache that daily life can only hide for so long. They feel the pull to return, not in a dramatic fantasy way, but in a human way, a raw way, a serious way. They are imagining the moment more often now. The apology, the honesty, the confession that they were afraid, the truth that they never stopped caring, the admission that no one else touched the same part of them. They are not just missing you. They are missing the self they felt becoming when they were near you. That is why this matters so much. Because when a person realizes they lost more than a relationship, when they realize they also lost access to a truer version of themselves, they stop treating the situation lightly. They begin to feel the full weight of what is at stake. Still, this is not only about them, it is also about you. Because while they have been wrestling with fear, you have been growing too. You are not the same person you were when this began. Pain has sharpened your vision. Silence has taught you discernment. Longing has shown you where your own limits are. You are learning that deep love does not mean endless waiting without self-respect. You are learning that true connection should not require you to shrink, beg, or abandon your peace. You are learning the difference between understanding someone's wounds and excusing patterns that keep hurting you. That growth matters. It changes the energy of the whole connection. Because if they come back, they cannot meet the old version of you. They will meet someone clearer, steadier, more rooted in truth. Someone who still feels deeply but no longer confuses emotional intensity with actual readiness. Someone who can receive love but not at the cost of self-betrayal. And that is a powerful shift. It means any return must be real, not partial, not vague, not another cycle of fear dressed up as potential. Real, honest, grounded. So if you feel this bond strongly, hold that truth beside it. Love may be deep, but depth alone is not enough. Depth must become action, feeling must become courage, and silence, eventually, must become speech. There may come a moment soon, gently or suddenly, when something breaks open inside them. A moment when they can no longer carry the distance without feeling like they are betraying their own heart. A moment when your absence becomes too loud to keep managing in private. A moment when not choosing honesty hurts more than the risk of being vulnerable. When that moment comes, the return will not be casual. It will not come from boredom or loneliness. It will come from realization, from growth, from the painful understanding that real love cannot be preserved by hiding from it. And if they come forward, it may not be polished, it may be shaky, it may be imperfect, but if it is true, you will feel the difference. There will be presence in it, intention in it, weight in it. You will not need to force meaning onto crumbs. You will know. And if, for any reason, life leads this connection toward a different ending, then let this be known too. What was real here was not wasted. It woke something powerful in both of you. It revealed truth. It stripped illusion. It showed you what kind of love reaches the soul and what kind only passes through the surface. So stay grounded, stay open, but stay wise. Something is shifting. Something is preparing to reveal itself. And whether it arrives as reunion or final clarity, it will not come to make you smaller. It will come to make the truth impossible to ignore.